About hemorrhoids with Barnai Roberto.
Hemorrhoid change can occur as a result of so-called identity conflict. The identity conflict is actually a conflict of personality. Decisions defining your opinion. I do not know where I belong, whom to listen to, whom can I trust. I should stay or rather go, I do not know where my place is. This is a topic of conflict. You can conclude that this is not usually a male problem. This is a type of conflict that can be unequivocally considered feminine. It belongs to the world of female emotions. Hemorrhoid disease is more common in right-handed women, because they already on basic female identity conflicts react to the creation of a particular hemorrhoid program. The course of hemorrhoid change is as follows. During the active period, as long as the conflict continues, the rectal epithelial ulcer is visible. Biological answer to the conflict to define your opinion. There is a signal sent from the brain that extends the rectum. Thanks to that we can easily mean terrain, that is to determine your affiliation. This is a very primitive biological reaction, which occurs both among humans and among animals. To identity conflict to define your opinion, in other words the conflict of decision. When a conflict is resolved, at the time of recovery and convalescence, the epithelium can very swell due to its layered construction. Even a slight change can cause more noticeable swelling than would occur, for example, with adenocarcinoma. The tissue swells so it causes pain. Pain occurs when you get out of the illness, because the management of this tissue sensitivity 30. It is based on the so-called external skin diagram. This simply means that during active periods the tissue is insensitive. The nerve endings in the rectal epithelium are impaired. At the time of leaving the patient, the lack of sensitivity is compensated for by hypersensitivity or hyperesthesia. There is also swelling, which can make these symptoms very uncomfortable. The hemorrhoids phenomenon is a process of returning to the epithelium standard, which occurs through cell division. This is the reason why today with hemorrhoid changes an urgent histopathological examination is recommended for the exclusion of cancer. If the study is done in detail, it will show that the detected phenomenon is the propagation of epithelial cells. However, not because one of the cells suddenly wanted to share, but because there had been atrophy and ulcers before, which need to heal and restore epithelial structure to normal. By observing the epithelial repair processes, it returns to the state just before the occurrence of the change. So no additional tissue will be created. Swelling or thickening, protruding bowel. Transitional. So treatment with hemorrhoids is limited to symptomatic treatment. Of course, another situation occurs when, alongside a special hemorrhoid program, there is a feeling of abandonment. As a result of this feeling, the person swells and decreases the amount of urine excreted by him. Inflamed areas additionally swell. They become extremely tense and painful. In combination with hemorrhoids, a phenomenon that in new medicine is called a syndrome. Only during the onset of the syndrome can hemorrhoids complicate, because then people also have difficulty with returning feces. So there is not much we can do with hemorrhoids, apart from alleviating symptoms and allowing them to calm their course. You have to wait until the tissue regenerates. The disease will go away. whatever intervention we would apply. We will not speed up these processes. If we want to get rid of the hemorrhoids once and for all, and never again have to deal with them, we need to find a situation or a problem in our lives. Who survived the way we did not know? Where is our place? Where do we listen? Where to go? Who to trust? So here is the feeling of defining your opinion. As I mentioned earlier, it refers to all right-handed women. The most important problem is the conflict resulting from the complexity of the world of female emotions. The center in the brain responsible for the rectum, which is located in the back of the head to the left. In the case of left-handed men, they are attacked in the context of a conflict of ownership, a territorial conflict. In right-handed men, the same conflict is attacking the center on the right. However, the man in question is left-handed, and in his case I emphasize, as a result of the conflict, property swollen synovial lump will squeeze the center to the left. The second group of inhabitants of the land, or the other group of people, which is much easier to succumb to such a special biological program, are sexually mature left-handed men. The cause of the change is their tendency to indignation. It is very interesting because what I'm talking about here is so-called superprograms. The same change occurs in the conflicting identity of the right-handed woman. Like a left-handed man in a conflict of indignation. You can see here how Mother Nature defines the order, the impact of conflicts on left or right-handedness at the left hand after resignation, as well as the disappearance of the situation triggering them. Hemorrhoids appear as a sign of the onset of convalescence. The meaning of hemorrhoids, which are nothing but an intelligent biological reaction, helping through the enlargement of the rectal light to strengthen the man's position. After the conflict ceased, Mother Nature will automatically and completely restore the changed areas. We cannot ignore this regeneration. Only when the hemorrhoids are surgically removed, or other means for the sake of alleviation of symptoms, will prevent tissue regeneration and their return to normal. Symptoms of hemorrhoids are in the first place the result of mature right-handed women with a conflict of identity, and left-handed men with conflict of indignation. What happens when hemorrhoids occur in a right-handed man? Because it happens very rarely. So how is it possible? Only in that way the right-handed man precipitated from the hormonal balance, as a result of decreased genital capacity, or use of hormone therapy, or as a result of entering the andropause period. It will be introduced into the state of hormones corresponding to the opposite sex. And in that way, let's say a year-old or year-old man, in which natural hormone levels fell, resulting in the predominance of female hormones, she is moving into the world of female emotions. It is said that hormonal preconditions of conflict have changed, and in that way already a sexually immature male with hormonal imbalances, it becomes susceptible to hemorrhoids caused by women's conflicts. However, do not forget that although we talk about a man, it is because of impaired hormonal balance that he can no longer fall into the male conflict of the ego. As a result, he reacts like a mature right-hand woman. So in this way, although it is very rare, hemorrhoids can occur in a right-handed man. However, it is necessary for him to lose his hormonal balance. Hemorrhoids can also occur as a result of so-called constellation. Thus, as a result of multiple compression by synaptic nodules. However, I will not go into details because it would require much longer speech.